Hello, and welcome to this special edition of Salvation Army Today. Our focus today is on World Services. Known in parts of the world as self-denial, this is an annual appeal to raise funds for the Army's worldwide operations. World Services funds are raised over the entire year and sent to IHQ for fair distribution to the developing world. Let's go to Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Mabaso in Kenya as he expresses gratitude to the USA Southern Territory and especially its partner in mission, the Texas Division, for its pledge of World Services funds for the Kenya West Territory.
Kenya West Territory is the biggest territory in the Northern Hemisphere in the world of the Salvation Army. And we have 115,000 senior soldiers. The money that comes from World Services, we allocate it to various missions in the territory. We allocate it to the Corps, who are building new halls and new quarters for their officers, for them to be able to put the roof over their heads. Some of them have no money, and when World Services come, we allocate a percentage to what we call a roofing grant, so that people can be able to have a place of worship. You have provided monetary gifts, you have provided material gifts in terms of musical instruments, brass instruments that we have provided, keyboards. We have a territorial band here in the Kenya West, which is playing the instruments that Texas donated. Thank you indeed. You have provided classrooms in some of our schools. You have provided some water system and sanitation systems and so many projects. We are grateful to the Southern Territory for their generosity. We are grateful for the gifts that are coming here, and we thank God that the Southern Territory is so committed to giving to World Services. Thank you indeed. May God bless you and may you give more for the sake of His glory.
No more turning back, let's praise the Lord.
We now go to Moscow, Russia, where we have Colonels Ken and Paula Johnson, territorial leaders of the Eastern Europe Territory. Thank you for being available to talk with us.
Well, let me say what a joy and privilege it is for my wife and I to be joining the USA Southern Territory all the way from Moscow, Russia. As most of you know, this part of the world is still emerging out of many years where philanthropy was not an important part of their life. As a result, the Salvationists of the Eastern Europe Territory depend greatly upon the funds that come out of the World Services Program. At present, 89% of our operational costs come directly from your giving.
One of the examples of the way that money is used, we had the opportunity to participate in last month. We took the general to a small village in Moldova. We have a mobile medical team that goes out every month to 14 villages and sees marginalized individuals. One great story is we were able to provide a hearing aid to a woman who had not been able to hear for 8 years. It was wonderful to see her smile and her reaction.
Your World Services funds makes it possible for the Salvation Army in Eastern Europe to serve both the young and the old. We say a word of thank you to each one of the Salvationists of the USA Southern Territory. In Russian, it would be said as Spasiba Bolshaya. Thank you greatly for all of your support.
Thank you, Colonels Johnson. We will continue to pray for your ministry. And now, brothers and sisters, we want you to know about the grace that God has given the Macedonian churches. In the midst of a very severe trial, their overflowing joy and their extreme poverty welled up in rich generosity. For I testify that they gave as much as they were able, and even beyond their ability. And that's all for today's special edition of Salvation Army Today. I'm your host, Roberta Simmons Smith. Good day, and may God bless you.